Alright guys, so we're hitting another trail in southern Ohio. This time is the Symmes Creek and Morgan Sisters trailhead. This one looks to be, I believe, 12 miles. Super remote out here, very remote. Even getting out here was a challenge. The roadways out here are not marked, nor are they paved, so seems just about right. We're about to head out into the foothills, only got a couple hours daylight left, so hopefully we can find a good dry campsite. All right, after we settled out some initial gear problems, something very important to figure out before you even hit the trail, get that all settled out, and then we're ready to hit it. Well, we're getting a very late start off, unfortunately, but it's okay. It just means that we're gonna have a little bit more of a travel heavy day tomorrow. Now, we were looking at reviews, and apparently it's a poorly marked trail, and well, we're gonna see how it plays out. Well, the reviews so far have been pretty accurate. Now, it is early spring, so there's obviously a lot of branches and trees down from windstorms and whatnot. Lots of leaves, of course. But yeah, it's not a very well used trail, but it is pretty remote out this way. So seeing as it's a overnighter and the weather is actually fairly temperate, my loadout is a little bit different. As you can see, I don't really have my normal Osprey pack, I just have the ruck. I have some upland Midwest woods gear with me. I'll show you guys that later on, but very simple loadout really. I did bring the heavy sleep sack because I wasn't sure what the temperature is going to be like tonight, but it's nearly 70 right now, so I don't even think I'm going to need it. Now, as you guys can see, I got the wide brim on today. One, because it is getting to be a bit sunny, so definitely shades my eyes, but we were also anticipating rain. So I also got the beanie cover on the top there. It's a vented hat. So one, that would obviously keep my head dry and warm, but seeing as it's pretty warm out and dry, probably gonna pop that off in a little bit. Not really necessary. It's gonna make me sweat. Oh, which way do we go? Which way do we go? Oh, it goes the same place. Alright, so we found a place for camp that's going to have to do. It's among these pines here. A lot of undergrowth that we have to cut loose and stuff, but it shouldn't be hard to clear it out and get things set up. So as we're setting up camp here, it's actually a pretty decent spot. And the view ain't so bad either. So we should be able to pop this thing up pretty quick. What we ended up doing was starting it with a wrap of small twigs and wax birthday candles. Now, the ground's a little bit wet, so we dug out a pit and put a wood bridge across so the heat will dry up some of the mud on the bottom and create us a nice ember bed. But we're cooking. We are packing up camp, and I'm about to snuff the rest of these coals out, but pretty good spot up here. Nice sitting log, nice view to start out the day. And on top of it, right next to the trail. I do not know what that is. Weird. Yeah, this is definitely the wildest trail that we've been on so far. There's down trees everywhere blocking the path. Oh, how cool is this? Right there, you can see the stairs. This is all foundation for my house. That's some sort of structure. Neat. Yeah, so right in there, straight ahead's where that foundation was, and it's a road that goes down that way. It's a weird place. Definitely a little bit rough. Yeah, there's lots of down trees. So coming around the bend here is actually kind of rough. A lot of trees blocking the path, a lot of thorns, but kind of like it. Nice wild trail. A little bit different from the norm, where everything's just trampled down. So if you want a wild, this is pretty good. So let's talk gear. So I got a basic ruck, simple single man sleeping tent, sleeping mat, and as I mentioned before, I got the heavy sleeping sack because I wasn't sure how cold it was going to get. Now down here I actually have a knife, pistol, and a limbing axe that everything's come in handy so far, obviously except for the pistol, but that's pretty much just for close encounters if there's coyotes or whatever, because it is pretty wild here, but thankfully it's still loaded up, no problem. Now here on the side of the ridge, it looks like it's cleared out pretty good. I think just up top it was a little bit more wild, but down here not so bad. Pretty easy going. doesn't look good. Well, we're gonna find out. Yeah, that's all flooded out. Getting into some nice rocks here though. Oh man, very prickly. Very prickly. And there's a boardwalk up here.
Oh wait.
It's been taken over by the prickers. Oh yeah, that looks very rickety. Okay. Because of the lack of maintenance, it's pretty tight going through this. So you'll want to be packing light and tight to get through some of this stuff. Because if you have anything hanging off, or if you're too bulky, you ain't gonna make it. Oh no. Up and over. So now we're at the base of the flooding. We might have an issue ahead of us. Yeah, if you're coming out here, you better be ready for this trail. Well, what do we have here? Yeah, remember on this one, if you lose your trail, just follow the garbage and you'll find your way. There's so much garbage on this trail, it's ridiculous. Well, as we feared, we got a predicament. Trail's washed out. I did a little bit of scouting down there, but you can see right about here, yeah, right about there is where it juts out, and then everything under that's completely covered in water, and it's pretty deep down there. So we're gonna have to go up and over the ridge to continue on. So we had to adapt by going up on top of the ridge, and we found what looks like a turkey hunter's trail up here, so it's working out pretty good. So here's the wraparound. We're gonna go around there to get back on trail, because down below it's way too washed out. So we made it to the top of the ridge, and that was a pretty good climb. It was a good climb. The forward trail that continues to loop is completely washed out and impassable, so we're going to have to revisit this another time. Meanwhile, we're going to go back down the entry trail, and yeah, we'll have to finish this another day. So we just came to a funny realization. The very same cliffs that we were looking down at yesterday and laughing about because we didn't want to go down there because we didn't want to fall. We literally just scaled those very same cliffs to get back up here. Well, even though we had to more or less switch back, this has the potential of being a very, very fun trail. I particularly like that it's both wild and rocky. It's got some nice hills, so it's got a bit of challenge to it. Nice and remote, so you're not getting any kind of noise pollution from cars or anything like you'll get sometimes. But pretty good one. I can't wait to come back to this one, to be honest. Well, we've made it back about 5.5 miles and change. Technically a failed attempt, but obviously it was because of washout, and I didn't think we were going to go swimming to finish this thing out. So there's definitely going to be a take two on this one. I'm really looking forward to it. It's a pretty cool trail, so I'll catch you guys then.